Got the old work background on. What are you still doing awake? Don't you? Aren't you like a early person? Early to sleep, early to rise?
Oh,
Huh?
long day.
Wrong name.
I'm gonna forget this time. What's up, Crash Nation? This is Jonathan Wood. Alongside me, joining me is Joshua Wood with Lucky Sevens Promotions. We thank you for joining us. Wow, what a weekend! Apple Bash 2024. It was one for the record books. A lot of people showed up. The track was perfect. The weather was perfect. Uh, Man, the stands, you just looked up there. They had like a little reveal before the show even started. I thought that was kind of cool. And man, this what a weekend. I haven't got to talk to my buddy yet, but I know they sold at least 700 burgers that night at there at the Versailles Lions Club. But man, I we just want to thank everybody for joining us, and thanks everyone that showed up because it made for a heck of a night. We started right off with figure eight with the Worthy Bell Bonds figure eight championship class, and heat one. We had the fire department just put a little water on the track because we didn't want a soaked up track, and it got a little dusty in heat one. Perfect for old Dustin Jordan. He took the win in heat one. He got out to an early lead and just took off on everybody. Nathan Dummermuth got second place. Johnny Egger and his car got third. Tracy Steers in fourth. Jay Stark in fifth. Sixth was Alan Fisher. Seven was Johnny Lawler, and eighth was Jordan Piter. But so that was heat one. But something, I was a little late to the show. Like a little late to the, like the tech and stuff like that. And um, so we had James, that guy that, he kind of runs around. Um, well, he's been, with Derby scene for a while. He's been itching to get in a car. They said he drove through the pits about 20 times in that car before the show started. I went over there and I said, how you on gas? He goes, oh, I'm getting close to E. And Jacob said that thing had a quarter of a tank in it before before the Derby before he even took it to the Derby. So he was getting his thrills out there, and I thought it was kind of cool, just seeing all the different quality rides, quality gut and go rides that showed up for the MWFA. We had Chrysler vans with stowaways. We had Toyota Siennas. We had them all. I mean, they're there. Um, but yeah, back to the start. So I just forgot to mention that. So Heat 2, we had Anthony Wells bringing it home. Um, He was followed by Corey Burton, Matt Youngmeyer, Dylan Cardwell, Jason Stark, Landon Dow, and Leland Bell. They had a pretty good race for the lead in this one, if my memory serves, for a while. Uh, every heat, every heat was real racy that we seen in the figure eight class, and made for an awesome show for the fans. I mean, them guys were running. I don't know if it was this one or the next one. I can't really remember. Slept since then, but these guys were running pretty much every heat. The top three were right there. So, but Anthony Wells, he's able to make it to the A, and Corey Burton was too. We took the top two in each class to the A. So Heat 3 came out. Nick Long, Dylan White, James Fisher, Alan Fisher, Jordan Piter, Otho Fowler, and Louis Vandenberg and John Summers. A couple new names in that one. Well, I guess one of them. And Nick Long was able to bring home the win. It was good to see him make a feature again. He's been struggling the last few weeks, and he was feeling pretty bad like before the show. Like he was feeling really sick. I didn't even know if he was going to drive, and he said, "Man, I hope I get out there and drive this thing because I'm not feeling good at all." And he ended up bringing home the win in that heat. Dylan White really looking like he's starting to figure out his hydraulic steering that he's got going on.
Some fireworks in this heat though. They're toward the back of the pack. That Lewis
Huh?
Berg and John Summers just going at it. That
Oh
was
yeah.
a real show. I don't know if you've seen what transpired between those two, but I think that rolled over into some pit flare ups there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I seen what was transpiring. That Lewis Vandenberg, he like hit John Summers, and Summers was like, you know what? Screw this, and he just smoked him right in the center. I mean, got all of them, and that old 101 car, that Kansas City car, I was laughing because man, his car was all messed up by the end of this show. He had some girl that's like, man, I want to drive the powder puff, and he's like, yeah, if it even lasts that long before the show even starts. Hey, shout out to him. He donated extra money too. Like before the show comes up, he's like, hey, put some of this towards second because I'm gonna win this whole freaking show. So yeah, it's good to see new blood out there, and sometimes it causes some riffles out there on the track. And it was pretty rough race for that whole. He actually seemed like he was trying to race pretty good, but boy, he was getting smoked through there.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know about that. He was I think he was giving it as much as he was getting it. But Otho Fowler was in this. I don't know if you mentioned that, but congrats to him getting a boy.
Yeah,
That's that's
new
pretty
racer in
cool.
the family.
He's a real winner in of the night there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's exciting for them. They're real excited to go out there and do their gender reveal on the track in front of everybody, and I thought that was kind of cool. I
Uh,
went live for it, and had about 43 people tuning in live on the live stream for that one. But Heat 4 came out. Michael Belcher looks like he's starting to figure out his new ride. He got home to win. Nathan Dummermuth got second. Tracy Snurch third. Tom Jones fourth. Dustin Thompson in fifth. Johnny Waller in sixth. Landon Dow Landon Dow and Anthony Wells finished that one out. But I thought that was funny. Uh, that John Waller before the race come up and said, "Man, I listened to that podcast, and there ain't no substitution for seat time. You guys are right. So I registered three times."
yeah,
And
he was
he
saying he
did.
said he just started last week racing, and he said I had to go back and start listening from your podcast from the start, from episode one. And back then we were talking about how seat time is irreplaceable, so he went ahead and took that. I mean, it is true though. He took that literal and said, "I'm gonna get as much seat time as I could." He signed up three different 3 different times. So.
And he did good getting that car back together for each race too. He blew some tires out there, and I was like, "There ain't no way he's making the next heat." Here he comes cruising. He must have a NASCAR pit crew back there changing tires and stuff for him. I don't know. Maybe he's just that fast. I don't know. But that guy, I like seeing him show up to the track. He's got a really good attitude, and that's good for the sport. I love it. He's
Hell
always, man, how y'all doing, man? And
yeah.
uh,
Yeah. No, but I don't want you to pass over what you said there. So Michael Belcher was driving a basically stock Dodge Stratus. Nathan Dummermuth in his hydro car with a built motor. So that is something that stood out to me. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but Michael Belcher sure did put a whooping on him, and it was fun to watch. I mean, that's Stratus whoop up on the built motor, built hydro car. I mean, nothing against Nate, nothing against Nate, but it's good to see those stock cars perform.
yeah, I mean, that's a guy with a lot of experience that knows what his car is going to do. And uh, it's good to see stock rides still built to compete, though.
Oh
A
yeah,
lot of these guys that I'm talking to, they say, man, I'm going to build a motor and I'm going to do this and that for next year. And uh, I'm glad that we still see them guys show up with the stock ride. And he did, he put a cage in it, a pretty good cage in it and stuff, but uh it's better than what he's had in the past anyway. And then he drove that thing though. He like it was a solid, and he was missing corners. It wasn't like he was driving perfect corners. He was missing corners and still outrunning them guys. So that's just something to watch. That's right.
it wasn't like Nate was just letting them have it. Like he was actually like it was a race, and Belcher was just out racing them, and it was fun to watch.
Yeah, that Tom Jones, I like watching him in that 5-2. He's getting better each and every time I see him out there. So Johnny Waller got sixth in this one, and so Heat 5 rolls out. Uh, I believe that's the Heat. So he had a heat in between that Johnny Waller. He blew a tire in Heat, but Heat 5, Jordan Pider brought home the win. Dylan Cardwell in second, James Fisher third, Joshua Craig in fourth, Rhett Kiesling in fifth, Ricky Bobby in sixth, Brenton Holdo Sharp in seventh, and Jared Snurch in eighth. Man, this heat was freaking awesome to watch.
The heat of the night. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. These guys were, I mean, everybody was right there. It wasn't like someone was breaking away, but I mean, Ricky Bobby had a chance for a little bit. I mean, he was up there and then he spun out. He spins out every now and then, and I think he like smoked someone's door on my end of the track and kind of like spun him around too much, and he missed he got hit again, and that kind of took him out kind of for the like it definitely did some damage. You could see it on my end of the arena that I was at. And, it's kind of cool that Rhett, man, I don't know what the heck he did to that thing, but he was putting down some awesome lap times. He had to be. I mean, he was right there, and then in the B, he was flat moving. So, um,
Brett's just a driver. We can touch on it later, but his car build, in my opinion, is not up to the par that he's racing against, and he somehow still every race he's in, he's got a chance to win or place or advance, and that's definitely a testament to him and his driving ability. So it's always fun to watch him go out there and push his car to the what I would call the limits for that car. So
Yeah, you can tell he's really stringing this one along. He's had that car for years, and he's there. I've heard some mentionings of a new ride coming for that shop, but we'll see.
yeah, I definitely don't think it's lack of support from the girlfriend friend slash wife. I think Tracy wants him in a new ride. I'm not sure what Rhett's hesitation is, but I'd take that shit while you still can.
Yeah, that depends on the show, though. After Eldon, she said, "You need to sell all your crap, buy a sprint car. We're gonna go buy you a sprint car right now. I don't even care." So that, but I bet after this show, she was probably like, "Yep, let's get you a new one going." Um, so
She's
that kind of set up our figure eight heats, and then after the heats, we did the MWFA. That's one of my favorite classes to watch. There's always a lot of junk on the track, though. That's the worst part about that class. But man, I love this seeing all the different types of vehicles that are out there on the track. We had Ford Rangers, vans, we had a car. I don't know if I've seen a full size car this year out there, which was different. I expected to see a couple since we seen three at the Richland show. Uh, but they all brought SUVs and stuff like that. There's a lot of SUVs out there. Um, Kurt got caught napping again. Like he just
don't say that. He didn't get caught napping. He just got caught.
well, yeah. It's like he didn't see it coming though. I don't know.
I think he went out there with a target, and that target got caught. Somebody hit the
Right
target.
off. Yeah, he took his wheel off right off the bat. I was like, holy crap.
No,
But
that NWFA is awesome. Like, I think that just brings it back. You know, a lot of people don't know the roots of our starting, but it was just, Grandpa gave us some junk cars and said, "There's a field, boys, go out and play." And that's, a lot of that is it brings me back to those days where, it's just us back in those old field cars. Still got the interior in them, no cage, still got stock stuff on them, and we're just out there playing. And
oh
it's
yeah.
drivers with their smiles on their faces, and they're going out there just having fun. And that's
Yeah. There's never anyone mad in that class. Everyone's and you can even see Kurt. He anyone that knows Kurt knows he sits in there for the whole derby, no matter how many red flags there are. And on one of the GoPro of the kid in the van. I don't know. Yeah, I posted that one. But he's sitting there waving at him about three times. He gives him the thumbs up as he's driving by. And uh, I thought that was good sportsmanship. Kurt's in there just, yeah, thumbs up, guy. You're doing good. Keep it going. And man, Dylan White was flying around out there. Tell you that. I'd seen a blue streak come across the arena. I was like, holy cow. But I guess that's part of it when you got that much traction. But
oh fuck.
I called the winner in this before the show even started. Uh, I tried putting a GoPro in Landon Dow's van, and I said, "Hey, I'm gonna throw a GoPro in this." He goes, "Man, I've never even derbied before." I said, "This is the winning car right here, Dad. I predicted it. This is the what's gonna win." He goes, "Nah." He goes, I'm gonna get out there and probably mess up, or he goes, "I don't want to be videoed yet." And then he goes out there and wins it. Um, that van was clean. I don't know if you got to look at that one, but when I was walking through the pits, kind of looking for people to run GoPros, I looked at that one. I said, "Look at this thing." this is a nice van. Like it'd be a good gut and go van. Maybe it'll show up this weekend. Who knows? But
No, I didn't get a chance to look at it, but I know that Andy, who lines cars up for us, he's always just a big Landon Dowell fan. He always talks about how, man, if he could just get in the right car, and I think he's been in a good car this year, but if someone would just give him a chance, get the right equipment behind him, he could win a few shows. So I wasn't surprised whenever checkered flag flew and it was Landon Dow winning the NWFA class. That's he's
yeah, and
he's just a
we
driver.
had yeah, and we had David Shaw and his daughter out there driving in memory of some family members of theirs
And
that were
Joshua
gone.
and Jacob.
Yeah,
It's
gone
interesting.
too soon. And he was, um, he messaged me through the week. He's like, "Man, I want you to say something when we pull on the track." I'm like, "Well, I'm not announcing, but I'll show you the announcer when we get to the track." So we got them all hooked up, and they said their little thing before the Derby, and I know that family appreciates that. And David drove a good Derby. He did.
Yeah, I don't know if did he have any side shots? I didn't see any door hits.
Oh, oh, he had a side shot right in front of me. Uh,
Okay. Had to live up to the name.
oh yeah, he did. He got side shotted a couple times too. He was driving like Chad Markley with his doors out there. I was like, does he have a cage in that thing? And he definitely drive with the doors. I mean, so if he didn't have a cage, he's crazy because he was like pulling his door out there. So Cody Whittle, he had a battle going with Dylan White out there. They were after each other pretty much that whole derby. Cody and Dylan had a really good battle. Cody got third place. And, uh, Dylan, I couldn't really tell on my video what happened, but I could see it on the one of the GoPros I had on the track. It's something he's coming across the track and he just threw up his hands. I don't know if he dry shaft or something broke or what, but you could tell that was the end of his night, and he didn't move from that spot after that. So it's good to see everybody out there in that MWFA. Who got the? So did you guys do the envelopes again? Is that what I seen you doing?
We did, and I have no idea who got the good ones and who got the bad ones.
Oh,
I
me
just
either.
it was totally random. Like I didn't even write down what envelopes I put the good checks in and which ones I didn't. So I have no idea who got the good money and who didn't. So
Yeah, I'll talk to some guys to try to figure that out.
I know after I gave one old boy an envelope, he opened it and everyone started cheering. So I assumed that was the second place envelope. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure
Man,
who it
if
was.
it wasn't for monetization stuff on my YouTube, I'd post that whole in car with that van. During the red flags, them guys in that thing, it was the kid's first derby, and he had someone riding with him, and he was supposed to be like an experienced driver, but you just die laughing hearing their conversations. But there's freaking music going on in the background, so I had to cut it out because it would have got a copyright claim. But then that guy that was riding with him kept going, "Hey, see that girl up there in the stand? She's looking at us. Honk the horn." He'd be honking the horn. He's like, "Hey, rev it up. She's looking at us. Rev
Is
it up."
that James's rider?
No, James's rider got out before the flag even got thrown.
Oh shit. What other car did you have a GoPro in?
That van that the airbag went off in, that was the kid's first derby.
I
And
don't know what it is.
yeah, I had two out there per event. And It was one of the what's his name? I'm gonna look it up real quick. Oh gosh. But Sean Hurley, that's who it was. It was Sean Hurley and whoever was riding with him. They were cracking me up. I mean, them guys were having a good time, but they kept saying, "Hey,
Old girls.
honk the horn, rev it up, rev it up." And then he'd be like, "Hey, this kid was driving forward pretty much most of the Derby. Every red flag, he's like, the guy riding would lean over and say, "You need to start driving backwards." The kid would start to drive backwards and like he'd spin around because the wheels weren't straight. Then he'd just go back forward again. You could just see the rider just over there. Oh man.
That's
But
hilarious.
yeah, I only got to enjoy that for a few minutes because when the airbag blew, there was another car come in and smoked these guys in the side, and mud just clogged up half the camera screen. But man, it was comical. That's the kind of stuff that you don't see though. I had someone kind of ask on Facebook why you put cameras in cars, and I told everybody it's because I put cameras in cars to give you fans or the people that are tuning into the YouTube channel or maybe some friends or family of the driver a perspective of what the driver's seeing going on. What's you see other things that are happening in the car that you don't get to see from like the stands. You see them messing around with the wires, you see them cars losing transmissions and stuff like that. You don't see that without, them GoPros. So that's why we do it. I don't pick out a car I think it's going to get smoked. We just had about three that did get rocked pretty good this weekend, and that made for some good videos. But them guys, they took it like champs. They were in there they were trying to get their cars going even when there was nothing left. Yeah, that James was in this class. I had a GoPro in his car. I haven't posted it yet. I'm gonna have to put a dang flashing light warnings. He had flashing lights all over that freaking thing, and he was more worried about his lights than driving. I think every time he'd like make a hit, you could tell like when he came around the berms and there was a lucky sevens person, he'd be waving at him. He's waving at people on as he was driving by on the derby track, like, "Hey, I know that guy." And his light got knocked off his dash or something. And he like stops everything he's doing, like reaches down, like he's like trying to get that thing to stick back to the windshield, the light. And when he's doing that, he gets smoked, and you can just tell he's more worried about that dang light. Though. He did pretty good though. Uh, car went in limp mode pretty early on him, but he made one hit, and he like whips his head real fast. And he goes, "Thumbs up! See that? Did you see me, guys?" But all in all, we thank the MWFA guys that showed up. I know Joshua was worried, but I wasn't. When I got there, he said, "Man, I was kind of worried we didn't have very many of them MWFAs show up until just now, and I was following like five of them in there. I was like stuck in traffic all the way there, harvesting season. So,
Yeah, I'm
but that break,
always on the pessimistic side of car counts, and I was the AJ Bauer. He reached out and said, I think this class would be good here at the Apple Bash. And we didn't really have too much success. I mean, it wasn't bad at Richland when we tried it, but we are like, yeah, we'll try it again. We want this to, we want this class to work out. So it was awesome to watch in Versailles and watch the support and watch the drivers, and the Derby was just awesome. All the things Jonathan talked about, and just it really brought me back to my roots. So it's definitely a good class, and I think it's gonna stick around.
the YouTube, the people that are on, we got Joshua Craig, Tracy Snurds. They said they had a blast. getting some cars to the track for that. So, uh,
Oh, Tracy, she's just my favorite figure eight driver.
yeah. She's gonna be a passenger princess, she says next year. But
I mean,
she
I
sold
just
that
don't see
car.
it happening. Tracy's got a bigger wiener than I do, and she ain't gonna be sitting in that passenger seat very much. I just have a feeling.
But that brought us to our B mains. We had B1 Matt Youngmeyer come out there and he kind of walked the dog on the field. And Tracy Snurich got second, beating out old Johnny Edgar. She is like a B main. If she's in the B main, she's gonna be right up there. Did you guys take one in the B's, right? You got to win to be in.
Yeah, just one, but an interesting note from Tracy. So the last two races, she's got the second fastest lap each show. So I mean, I think she's just right there. It's a good time to retire, or it's a really poor time to retire for her. But I mean, she's just right there. I mean, she's got the second fastest lap 2 nights in a row. Uh, I'm excited to see what she's gonna bring Saturday night.
She gonna go out with a bang or go out. She gonna go out the season with a bang anyway. She said, "We'll see on the chat down there what happens." But uh,
I love her, man. She is so awesome.
she's good for the sport. She's got a great attitude, and it's just cool. That whole family's just awesome. I love driving by there. They got all their figure eight cars sitting there. And every time I go through Versailles, I just look over there and smile. I'm like, yeah, buddy. That's a team right there.
She's came a long way since she was chasing us down after the old Versailles heat race, trying to whoop my ass. I'll never forget that. But yeah, she's now became from there to one of my favorite drivers, and I love to watch her race. And she's definitely kicking ass, even racing against all those men. I mean, that's two in a row, 2 second fastest laps. That's nothing to scoff at for sure.
Yeah, and man number two had Landon Dow coming away with the win. Tracy again getting second in her other car. She was driving Lori's car in this one, and she got second in that thing. And Alan Fisher getting third. Uh, but props to Landon. He was, man, I didn't know who was in that car, but then I realized he was in Johnny's car. And man, he was driving that thing. And what?
You just
He's
trying
in,
to fight between them.
huh?
So you're just trying to start a fight between Johnny and Landon.
What was that?
What's that ticket in Johnny's car?
What? Oh yeah, he did though. It's true. He punched the ticket. That brought us to B main number three. The hardest hit of the night probably happened in this B main. Friendly fire. We seen a lot of friendly fire. We seen uh the IMR guys smoking each other, and then in the A main we had wild card racing smoking each other, breaking each other's cars. So, but man, Johnny Edgar and Josh Craig, they smoked each other in the center, and it's kind of a scary moment. So we threw the red flag and went out there and checked on Josh Craig, and uh, Jacob seen something. I didn't see it on mine of the track, but he seen something that some kind of reaction that caused them to throw that red flag, and they both got out of there and walked off. They were pretty sore the next day. They said, "Man, I think it was Joshua and Craig that said, man, I feel like I got hit by a train." And that's what happens when you build them up like that, though.
Yeah, I mean, That's a scary hit. I think Johnny was running second whenever
Yep.
that happened. He was trying to catch the leader and kind of one of those things. I don't know if he was expecting Josh to break and let him go by since they were teammates or what was he
Well,
doing?
Josh was trying to pass the car, so he swung out right behind the car he was trying to pass, and Johnny was right there. I mean, they smoked each other
Yeah, I
full
mean,
force.
I don't think there was any fault there. It's one of those hits where they're
Just
trying to
happens.
make in the right away in their own mind. But yeah, I was worried about Josh Craig. He got lit up by Johnny, and that was a scary hit for sure for him
Yeah,
and everybody.
I was gonna see whose car was tore up the most. Uh,
It had to be Josh Craig. He was on the receiving end. Johnny hit.
Josh said, "Oh, Johnny's definitely sour about it."
Yeah,
But
I could see that. I could see that.
well, that's a new car. He had a lot of work into that, and it bent it. So it
Yeah,
bent it pretty good.
it's like hometown track. Johnny Yeager trying to trying to perform at his hometown track. He's one away from the transfer. He's just trying everything he can. And old teammate got in the way, or they had mixed signal from him. So,
Rhett was flying, man. He every lap I'd see him gain a little more ground, like on his lead. So good race, Rhett and um, Anthony Wilson and that S23. I thought he drove a pretty good race too. They're starting to come along. That some of them start drivers, it was Jason Stark pretty much carried that team, and now they're all seems like there are a lot of them are doing pretty well now. So that's good to see. So after our B mains, we had I guess we had the A main next. I don't really remember the order of this thing, but so with figure eight A main, we had Blaine Tobin brought home the win. Matt Youngmeyer got second, Anthony Wells third, Jordan Piter fourth, uh, Nathan Dummermuth fifth, Nick Long sixth, Dylan White seventh, Dylan Cardwell eighth, ninth was Jordan Youngmeyer, and Rhett Kiesling top 10. So that's your top 10.
yeah, I mean, a dominant performance by Blaine. I
Oh
don't
man.
I don't know if did he lead every lap.
Uh I'd say so, probably.
It was just I think he just got out and no one was catching him.
No way.
Just
He's
nuts.
flying. That's good. Blaine's been needing that though. He I don't remember the last time he's put her in victory lane. So it's been a while, but he seemed pretty excited to get that trophy, and he's been renting that car out every night. And I don't know how many spare parts he brings, but man, he seems like every time he rents the car out, something happens to it. And that's a good show. That Dustin Jordan, I don't know what happened to him. He had a really fast car in his heat, and he's supposed to start right up front, and that's what Blaine got to move up a row because Dustin wasn't able to make the call on the A main. So I haven't talked to him yet to see why he didn't get it going or what it was. So,
Yeah, so Dustin he pulled his car up to the starting line. So he was lined up. He had the fastest lap of the night. Dustin Jordan did. And whenever it went time to pull out to the track, his car just wouldn't fire. And we waited for him for, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 minutes, but he just couldn't get it fired.
well, I was down there talking to him. I know he's in line, and we were all that whole row was pretty much up there talking to me. And Andy comes over and says, "These guys need to pull on the track." I said, "Oh shoot!" And then it didn't help. Dustin's car didn't start, so they were all just sitting behind him over there. And I was like, man, at first I thought, oh, look, we're still strapping in. I was like, man, that's all my fault. This whole roast. But
Shoot.
man, that was an awesome A main. We had Corey Burton was running up there pretty good, and his old teammate took him out. That took him out. Dylan did. Yep, Cardwell took him out, and Cardwell took out himself on Corey. I think Cardwell was running second when that happened, or he had to be up there, and they both hit each other right on my corner, and I was laughing because Blaine was hauling around there. The first time he like bumps back of Corey's car, and the next time he come around there, he had it blocked up. So I think it was Piter. Piter just pushed it right in the back of Corey. And I don't know who was riding with Corey, but they whipped their head around like, who the heck did that?
We're talking about on the red flag.
Huh?
We're talking about whenever the red flag happened. Because I know whenever that red flag happened, I think Dylan was on the inside of Piter, and they just ran Piter right into Corey's back end, right on the tire. I'm pretty sure a bench or a control arm or something like that on Piter's car. But Corey's broken down car caused a lot of damage, it sounds like.
Yeah, he was telling me all about it. Yeah, got the inside of how it's sitting there was rougher than racing.
Oh, I can imagine. That's a bad spot to be broken down.
Right in the entry of the corner, and them guys, them guys weren't taking it easy either. I was watching cars slide. They were like sliding sideways. They'd catch the back of his car. I was like, man. But Anthony Wells come out there and he just performed. It was good to see Matt up there too. Matt got second. Matt Youngmeyer.
Dude, yeah, Matt drove his ass off, but yeah, I don't want to take anything away from him. Matt Younger drove his ass off. But you talking about Anthony Wells, you talking about pressure weighing on in the last two races. You know, he's leading points. The last two races, top four finishes. I mean, he's just been putting it out there and flopping his dick on the table and saying it's bigger than your guys's. So I mean, I don't know what tell. He's just been performing. Good for him.
Yeah, he's been very consistent. Been very consistent throughout the year. And Piter, and if Piter would have like did really good on this night, and if Anthony wouldn't have even made the A, we had a really close battle for a championship. But I think he pretty much sealed it up, didn't he?
Yep. So I think as long as Anthony makes the feature, he's got it won. So he's ahead by 50. So Jordan would have to start near the back, or not. Actually, he'd have to win it, and Anthony would not have to make the feature. So if Anthony doesn't make the feature and Piter wins, that's the only way. That's the only path for him to win.
Oh gosh, there's still a chance.
Oh, there's a chance.
Man, second through eighth place. Yeah, that's tight.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of implications still going in championship night here, Saturday night.
There's a lot. Like second, third's extremely close, and then third, fourth, and fifth, and sixth are like, or fourth, fifth, and sixth are like within 3 points or something crazy. Fourth and
Josh Craig said Dustin Jordan's fuel pump was the reason it went bad on him. So, but yeah, that's crazy. We had the powder puff, man. There's a lot of powder puff cars out there. and the crowd was there. I mean, the crowd stayed all night long, so they got to see how wild some of these powder puff races can get. So we had Angie and Lexus out there. I'm like, them two are going to be racing. But Angie usually tells me, man, they're trying to take me out. But she led the charge on that this time. she, she wasn't going to get taken out. I went back and watched the video. I said, dang, she was putting it on them. Some of them corners, man, she was ruthless. Them cars would be slowing down in front of her. And she's like, I'm just going to push them to the gate. I mean, all the way up to the burn, man. She took him, and I was like, "Dang!" But did you see her car before the race? She show you that they did.
Was there something on it?
Oh, yeah, they did some painting over the last race. Now it said 2024 Powder Puff Champion right on like
Oh shit! They're
the visor of it, and then they like Angie painted like hand painted that Wild Card Racing logo like perfect on her hood. Like it was pretty cool looking. But I walked through there and they said, "You see that? You see Angie's car? Check that out." No, gosh, dang, paint a target on your back, why don't you? So I think they were fired up, man. So, uh, but after the powder puff, it was really cool. Them powder puffers, man, there was action all over the track going
that was
on.
like, as far as powder puff races go, that was probably one of the best ones that I can remember to date. Angie, as much as hard as she drives, that was probably the hardest that she would have to drive in order to do that. She whenever the last lap came down, she was in third. She had to pass two cars that last corner to end
Oh,
up.
really?
Oh yeah.
I was too busy watching all the chaos. I wasn't even paying attention to the racing.
Yeah, going into the last corner, she was in third place. She pushed out the first place car, passed her, and Lexus passed her as well. But Angie passed the second or the first and second place car in that last corner. It was a, it was
Oh,
a,
like Kayla Stark was winning.
what'd you say?
Kayla Stark got the old bump and run favor this
Oh, yeah.
time, huh?
Yep. Caleb Stark was in the lead, and she got the she got the wrath of Andrew.
Oh yeah, that was a close race, and I couldn't tell from my angle because Lexus cut that corner so tight. I was like, dang, she might have been really close to winning that. I didn't have a very good angle from where I was to where they cut that tire at. I was like, I was waiting for the results on that one. But that brought us to our full size street stock. Um, that's a good derby. I thought I was really impressed. A bunch of local guys come out there and from Eldon area, and I mean, there's a couple. They're allowed to add plates and stuff on this, and man, some of them cars look super hard out there. And Kenny Slavens, it's impressive, buddy. From where he came from that show last year, where he had that white car, made my reel of him getting smoked in the dirt mound, like by everybody. And he had it rough last year, and he come back this year and won it. I mean, in a year's time, that's a big growth. Um, I mean, he's put in the work and he deserves it. So, congrats to him. Zach Jewell getting second.
It's a
Awesome.
testament to him. I mean, we talk about like guys putting in the time, guys putting in the effort, guys putting in the money. That's a big part of it. But he started off in something he probably shouldn't have been in, but he wanted to be involved in the sport and he just wanted to learn. And that's what he's done is learned and took his time and was patient and asked a bunch of questions to the right people. And it's awesome to see all that patience and time and effort and that investment pay off for him. I'm happy to see him.
He was a happy guy. He was when he come down there. He said, "Man, I think my wife kind of be happy."
I hope.
Justin Quincy, that he told me that was his first placing trophy he's ever got in the demolition derby, and I was like, "Oh wow, I didn't even realize that." Um, so
He's been trying to jump for 3 shows.
and Zach Jewell, that was a good run by him. I mean, there was a point in that derby I thought he had it wrapped up. He's kind of pushing Henry up on the mound, and I don't know what happened over there. Henry Ray got fourth, and say Brenton probably got fifth. I mean, going by my GoPro video, I think if Justin wouldn't have got fired back up, came across there, he got fourth. But uh, I just posted that Brenton's tonight, and I posted Mark Hinkle's our highest bumper award earlier in the week, and shout out to them guys. They didn't have the quite the builds that you see out there, but they went out there and gave it their all. I mean, um, they tried their best. They both. I kind of talked to both of them before the Derby, and they said, "Man, this is probably going to get pretty rough out there." Judging by their videos, it did. Brenton, his whole steering column was like out the driver window at one point. And there, you can see him like reach out the car and grab a steering wheel and bring it all back in. It's like, holy cow! Steering wheel burnt, bent, and everything. But
Yeah,
congrats, that was a really. I think it was like a 7 minute show.
yeah.
Full show.
You ain't gonna go anywhere in the United States and see a show that's got how many cars do you have? Eight or nine guys from the same town go out there and however many dollars, probably $10,000 machines, $5,000 machines, and go out there and just trying to wreck him on each other as quick as they did. It was just awesome to watch. I mean, the guys just said, "Hey, we're here to Derby," and then they went out there and just they derbied. I mean, it was awesome to
He
watch.
made jump quick. They
Um,
all got out and shook hands.
yeah, it was so awesome to watch. It was just like boom, boom, boom. We're making junk, and that's all we're gonna do. We're not gonna sandbag, and it was an awesome show. I haven't seen that good of a show, that good of a big car show since probably 2 years. So it was awesome to watch. Just local guys go out there and battle it out.
We had a couple cars that came, but they didn't uh, want to make the repairs to their cars. Uh, it, I think if them guys would have went out there, that show would have been wild. But maybe in Fulton, we'll see. Uh, but that ends the Apple Bash. The fans were there from the start to the finish. I mean, that place was full, and I think that kind of plays into how hard them drivers were driving. And when you look up there and both sides of the track, you can't even see a bleacher or nothing. There's fans everywhere, all around the arena. I mean, that has to be like, yeah, we're gonna put on a show for these people.
I mean, that place was so packed. There was just people everywhere.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if I can remember Versailles being that packed ever. Like there was a lot of people there.
oh yeah. They set some records. I guarantee it. I'm gonna find out, but because I know their guy that's like a treasurer up there, but uh, I guarantee they did really well that show. Uh, but we
And
got a big show coming.
the drivers did their job. I mean, it was an
Yeah.
awesome show from top to bottom. figure eight drivers drove their ass off. Blade Blaine drove around with it, drove off with the figure eight, but there's last lap passes for the second and third place spots. Derby car drivers, the big car drivers drove their ass off. MWFA drove their ass off. So I mean, those guys, those people in the stands got their money's worth, and it was an awesome show. And can't wait to see what's going on there next year.
And we did it all in what, 3 hours?
Got done by 10:30.
Yeah, 7 to 10. Didn't even start till 7:30 really because of the all the like pre-show annex of
Gender reveal. Yeah.
gender reveal, and then we had, they had get all that off. Then we had their flag come out for the and I mean by the time you had Power Wheels and all that, is 7:30. So a 3 hour show with all them classes. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So we got a big night Saturday night coming up. Championship night. Championship night is one. There's always a lot of junk made. There's a lot of going on. A lot of stuff happens. Just so everybody knows, points going into championship night for the figure eight guys are we have Anthony Wells winning, Jordan Piters in second place, Blaine Tobin's in third. So that's 569, 558, 518, 517, 508, 501, 500. Landon Dow, Jordan Youngmeyer, Dylan White, Nick Long, and Nathan Dummermuth, and Dustin Jordan. That's your top 10. It's going to be a battle. I think we're going to see a lot of movement going on in this last show. It's crazy to me, the different, how far these guys move each and every time. Each and every year, it just seems like it comes down to the last show or two, and it's awesome. I just enjoy it, and Angie Burton's winning the Powder Puff, and top 20. Oh, minus the lowest night. So it's 569, 558, 507, 507, 506. Nathan Dummermuth's got the hard charger so far with 43. Jordan Piter's got 41. Chad Bish has got 39 hard charging spots so far. That's something to keep your eye on. As well, heating up your average heat race finish. Dylan White has got a flat 2.0, winning by Anthony Wells' 2.17. And Jordan Piter's got 2.33. Jordan Youngmeyer 2.5. Mr. and Mrs. Consistency is Anthony Wells, Blaine Tobin, Landon Dow, Jordan Piter. That's all top four there. And that's good. It's been a long year, and I feel like, it's spread out and there's a lot going on in a lot of these drivers' life. And here we are, we're sitting here going into championship night. There are still 13 drivers with perfect attendance so far. With all that's going on this year, that's impressive. 13 drivers have showed up each and every event, and they've showed up and showed out each and every time. So that's a credit to them guys. It's anyone that's been around the sport long enough can tell you, making every race, that's a journey in its own. So thanks to you guys and gals that are doing the perfect attendance so far. That's impressive.
Should be 14.
Huh?
There's 14 so far between
Oh, 14.
that
Yeah, I can't count. So
I can't see very well, but
that's what it really is. I can't see it on a little phone screen. Uh, but championship night, let's see. I think I better look it up before I ruin this.
it's Saturday.
Saturday, this Saturday, October 12th, it starts at 4 p.m. at Fulton. So there's a full size street stock, figure eight gut and go, youth bump and run, youth demolition derby, uh, powder puff, and a cleanup figure eight derby, and a mechanics race. So there's quite a bit of stuff and a perfect attendance race. So we got a lot going on. We last year, I think everybody kind of the main complaint we heard was probably that we didn't want to do awards right after championship night. So uh, the boys have got that all sorted out now. It looks like October 26th, 5th. Let's talk about the show first, then we'll get into that. So, youth bump and run, that's ages 10 to 15 years old. Um, there's going to be a youth demolition derby as well. There's go on Lucky Seven's Facebook page. They posted, we were looking for some people to donate some parts to these drivers, these youth drivers, and there's a bunch of people that got on there, said they're going to donate something, and it's support like that for these youngsters that, I mean, it's amazing to me. These people are showing up, showing out for these youth drivers that, they're getting into the sport. They're needing stuff to kind of, go to the next show and stuff like that. And they're helping them out with parts. I mean, it's not like you're giving them $400 to go blow on whatever they want. It's you're giving them parts that to build up to the next level. And um, each year we see these guys, these youth drivers, they drive better and better. The ones that are returning, man, they're amazing. You definitely see the different levels, like your entry level youth drivers, your drivers that are been around and they're aging out. Then you got your youth drivers that are older, but they're still learning. So there's different levels out there, and it's amazing to me to see them the way these guys are progressing.
Yep. So yeah, you hit the nail on the head. Like the youth is a big part of Saturday night at Fulton. So we got the youth bump and run that'll be ran like usual, 100% payback. But then the gut and go, all 33 comments or whatever that's on here, on our Facebook page, we got Zach Jules committed a full cage build for the next youth guy. We got a couple fuel cells. We got a bunch of other derby stuff that's not just, hey, here's $100 cash, go spend it on, V-Bucks or something like that your kid's gonna go blow on video games or something. It's donated in right back to the sport. And it's an awesome way to do things. And those kids that are derby and they don't have to pay entry fees, they're just getting to run and they're getting that equipment right back, to be, reinvested back into the derby community, which is awesome.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite shows is watching them youth drivers. It's my favorite part of the show was watching them guys go out there and just watching the way they're reacting to what's going on the track, and especially if you're in the car with them, it gets crazy and it's amazing. I can't.
Israeli derbying?
She hasn't made up her mind yet. She's not derbying, I'll tell you that. She might be racing, but I told her she's not derby until she's 12, at
Yeah,
least.
I've seen a lot of crazy feats on the derby track, but I don't know if I think last year's youth derby where Kurt Turpin was somehow able to maneuver an axle back into uh his nephew's car, back into his nephew's axle cup, may have been the greatest derby feat that I've ever seen. So
Didn't realize.
his axle pulled out, and Kurt was somehow able to shake his way back into putting it back into the axle cut.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I have no idea how he did that, but he definitely did that. And I think did 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 Hayden win or did Hunter win? I think Hayden ended up winning because of being able to put his axle back into the cup. But it's
Yeah,
some crazy stuff that goes on.
that's crazy. And then, I think that full size street stock will be another good show, and the gut and go. It's probably gonna get wild, from what I hear. But
Well, why, Jonathan? Why would I get wild?
I just think there's some built up aggression that's gonna be taken out on the track between some individuals, and I can't wait to watch it all unfold. And they're gonna take it out on each other. So uh, there's some good cars coming to that that whole uh, gut and go class, and probably be a couple vans too. But so with the figure eight
Do we
cleanup
know
show,
if Wesley Jordan's coming, and do we know if one of the KRT teams coming from Fulton? The is this going to spill over from O'Kane? Is that what you're hinting towards?
most likely that's what I'm getting towards. Uh,
Huh. All right.
I don't know. I did see I did see a post earlier in the year that Jordan Tobin said he's done derbying, but that could all be hearsay.
Well, I do know that Wesley's at least driving Blizzard Bash. So,
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what I heard though. That I've heard both ways. I mean, Jordan did post earlier in the year that he's done, but who knows? But I know Wes is wrenched away on that car, so they may be there, they may not. I don't know. I just think it's going to be a good derby. I
yeah,
think
I
we
don't think
see.
that I know them. I know the Fulton guys, and that's their hometown. So I don't. I just have a hard time believing that they're not gonna show up with something. I know they got some. They're packing some balls on them as well. So
Oh yeah,
I don't think it'll turn into what it did with McCain. But if they're both on a derby track, I think it'll be a good derby.
yeah, it'll be a good derby. But so with that figure eight cleanup derby, explain the rules. Like, how do you get entered? You have to enter for the figure eight class to be part of that, correct?
Yep. So we're having this will be the last derby of the night. There'll be a figure eight cleanup show, and you'll just have to pass your figure eight car and pull your figure eight car on the track for a heat race to be entered into that cleanup show. So if you want to run that cleanup show, it'll be a figure eight entry, and then you'll have to do the entry for the derby as well.
Then we have a mechanics race. I think we said earlier in the year, 3 races max for the mechanics race. And we'll have that perfect attendance race as well. That'll be a figure eight as well. But
That'll be
it's gonna
inverted
be a
up.
good show. A lot of action for one price of one ticket. I mean, I don't know what the admission is to that show, but it's gonna be a heck of a night. and the more people that come out, the better the show's gonna be. Uh, them drivers, they fuel off the crowds there. And, I hope to see some hard hitting Derby action and some really good racing for championship night. And I want to see them youth drivers come out and do their best. And it's gonna be a good night. So
Yeah, so I know last year we had a lot of, we wanted to get out there earlier and we didn't want to have to wait for the award ceremony. So this year we don't have to wait for the award ceremony, number one. Number two, we have a ton of equipment going to be there on Saturday. So we're going to be flying through events. So it won't be, one skid loader responsible for trying to clear 8 cars off the track. So that, I have a feeling that it's gonna go a lot smoother. I have high hopes, and I think we're gonna deliver on this. So
yeah, I think it's gonna be a quick show and a lot of action. So everybody come on out, 4 o'clock, Fulton, Missouri at the Fulton Fairgrounds.
I think the big storyline will be whether Anthony Wells can make the feature, and then if he doesn't, it'll be how high can Jordan or Blaine place. So that'll be the figure eight headlines at least. And then the Derby guys will always do what they'll do. Or just tear some shit out.
The Derby guys are gonna make their own headlines happen with the
Yeah.
way they drive. So
Oh yeah.
I know the record button will be on and gonna be some good reels. So going into this final thing, championship night always provides some hard hits, and it's just an action-packed night. I'm excited for it. This year, I feel like last year, I don't know, last year I think everybody kind of felt burnt out, but I don't feel that way this year. A lot of the drivers are all like, "Man, can't believe the season's ending already," and all that. Uh, Seems like everybody, all in all, as a group, is just it's been a really good year. We couldn't say thanks enough to all the drivers, but I think that's October 25th is when so there's gonna be an open golf tournament at 11, and right.
Yeah, I mean we don't have a set time for that yet. It'll be either 11 or noon. Um I think it's supposed to get dark around 6. Um so yeah, we'll just need to figure that out. But it'll be a 4-person scramble, which is like you don't have to be good at golf to golf in the scramble. So it'll just be you and 3 other people, and you're playing the best ball. So whoever hits, the best shot, you'll take their shot, and then everyone will go up to that next ball, and you'll play off of the best shot. So it's you don't have to be good at golf to have fun at the Lucky Sevens Open. I encourage everyone to do it. We got a special twist, especially for Derby drivers. That'll even out the playing field with the Dawson Gumps of the world that's shooting that are playing really good golf. He's going to be minimized, and the young Myers of the world that could throw some down will be maximized. So we have some ideas to level the playing field here, and we're gonna put them into action, into motion. Um, so yeah, I think it's gonna be a time for everyone that wants to come out. I think if you've never played golf, this is this is the perfect time to start. You're not gonna have any pressure on you. We got a couple of extra golf club sets. If you need an extra golf club set, we'll get you hooked up. Um, but yeah, just hit me up, hit Jacob up, let us know. You need 4 people on a team, and yeah, be ready to have a good time.
So after that, after the golf thing, you don't have to attend the golf thing. if you don't want to. Golf's not for everybody. But after the golf thing, we have a awards banquet at 6 for the Lucky Seven season. If you guys seen the post, they're gonna have a taco bar, but you're encouraged to bring sides. It's kind of like a potluck thing. Everybody's gonna eat, have some good food, have everyone get their rewards, that the people that won will get all their awards, and be a good time. Just kind of reminisce on the season and kind of throw around ideas for next year. Oh, I want to say shout out to Derbies of the Show Me State. They added money to the gut and go in the figure eight. It looks like for the championship night. Kind of missed over that, but you got anything else on that stuff?
No, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of weddings happening. We're still trying to figure out the details, but yeah. Derbies of the Show Me State, thank you guys for donating. If you guys have any questions, just reach out.
Someone on here says there an age limit for the golf.
No,
So no, Cody, there's not an age limit for the golf party. Um, it's just a little tournament get together. It's gonna be fun. So I hope we get lots of people that try that out, and
but
it's
yeah,
gonna be a fun time for everybody.
on the golf thing, I know that there's some drivers, some figure eight drivers that wanted to golf. It isn't a big deal if you don't. I mean, just show up to the awards banquet. What if you do? I mean, I think it's going to be a good. I think it's going to be a fun time. We got the California Country Club all to ourselves. All to Derby drivers basically and figure eight drivers. So that's, I don't know. They probably should be worried, but I think I'm good with it. So
If they were not members there.
yeah. I mean, sorry, Seth. We're putting it on your tab if golf cart gets wrecked or something. It's just going on Seth Due West Floors tab, membership tab.
So Sauce but Happy just asked, does it require another paid entry for the cleanup show? Yeah. So you have to pay for the figure eight entry and then pay for the derby entry as well
Yep, so
on that one.
the figure eight derby's 100% payback. So everything goes into that, goes right back to the drivers. That's great.
Uh, you got anything else for that stuff?
Nope, this is this is an awesome. I love this show. I mean, I love getting mechanics involved. I love getting the powder puff's gonna be the biggest powder puff that we've had all year. I love the top 10 race. That's my favorite race of the year. Watching those 10 drivers go at it. I, I wish we could do more. I want to do more for the winner of that race. So that's really saying something. Um, but yeah, it's a new names going on the cup, and that's an extremely special deal for Lucky Sevens and especially for me. I mean, that's not something everyone gets to do, and whether it be Anthony, whether it be Jordan, whether it be Blaine, those three drivers, I think that's all the last three that's got a chance. They definitely earned it, and I'll be welcoming them, to engrave their name in the trophy. That'd be
Yeah, that's crazy. It's just a big feat. I mean, if you think about all year long what these guys had to endure and show up and perform each and every show pretty much, and it all comes down to this. And I forgot all about that top 10. That is my favorite race of the year. It's always good action. And is that how? So is it going to go top two, solidify themselves in the A main right off the bat?
Yep. So and we're gonna give them the heat points for that. So if they get top two in the top 10, they get top, just like their heat points. So yep,
Wow.
that's my favorite race of the year. I mean, top 10 race. We got the top 10 points drivers all in one race, starting off with fresh cars, starting off with the fresh track, fresh tires, the works. And it's, hey, who's ready to race tonight?
There's been some. I remember like the first one, I think it was that we ever did, and Donnie Gurley like turned sideways right in front of me, and just smoked his axle. And back then, you break an axle, you're done for the night. And I felt terrible because he was right ahead of me in points, and man, I took him out right there. I mean,
I
that
just,
memory comes to my mind every time I see him. He was already sideways, and I just smoked him. I mean,
yeah, anytime I think of a top 10 race, it's like, I actually got in Patrick's car because it was the fastest car I've ever driven. Patrick's Nissan. It was a Nissan without a hood.
yeah.
And we were at Versailles, and I swear, there was 7 or 8 cars that finished that race on the lead lap, and there was at least 15, 20 lead changes, and it was just the best race that I've ever been in. It was so awesome. So I mean,
Yeah.
that top 10 race is just so special to me, and it's got a special place in my heart, that's for sure.
All right. We done with this part of it. So, uh,
This part for a long time, so you just better get me off of it.
all right. So I just want to congratulate all the Derby drivers that ran Bristol. That was a big show, crazy show to watch. I didn't tune in every night, but I tried to tune in as much as I could with work and stuff. And man, every Derby I watched out of that, them guys showed up. There's a lot of talent on that track, and man, they put on a show. I'm glad to see old Teddy P. Feel that he's good. I don't know if you've seen that picture, but his helmet was holding up the car with his head inside of it. So anyone that didn't watch it, Teddy P, one of the Missouri drivers on Caddy Nation, kind of got rolled up onto there's like a concrete, I don't know what they call them things, but concrete block, and he while that car was rolling over, his helmet came out the driver's side window and got in between the barrier and his car, and that's his car was still off the ground, where the pillar was, and he got out, and the helmet was still there, holding the car up. That was just a scary moment. I mean, matter of 6 inches could have been really, really bad, um, for that, but we're glad he's all right. I mean, he's got his bell had to be rung really good. It split his helmet open. Um, but all in all, that was an awesome show. Anyone that wins 100 grand in demolition derby, if you'd said that 15 years ago, I'd have laughed at you. Like, yeah, someone's going to run for 100 grand. Yeah, you're crazy. And we're seeing it, and they had some sponsors behind them, and I hope that trickles down and it continues to grow there was a lot of people not from the Derby world that was watching that show, and um, there was some issues there, but a lot of people I've seen on Facebook knocking the promoters, and I sit back here, thinking, man, that would be crazy show to put on, and you're under a microscope, and you're trying something different, and shout out to them guys at demo for what they did. I thought they did a good job. I mean, the track was crap. The one night they brought in trucks of dirt and it made it right. And I don't know what else you can do. I mean, they did a really good job. So
Yeah, I mean, that was a hell of a show. A hell of a stage. I mean, I don't know if they probably should have got someone that knew what they were doing with the track, but other than that, I mean, that was an awesome show.
yeah, I still sat there and watched, and I'm like, man, I don't know if a racetrack's the right place to do a demolition derby yet. I just I see all them
You get
seats, and you're
bigger than
looking,
Bristol though, right? I mean,
huh?
you can't beat Bristol. Like where else are you gonna have a big show? Like that's the way that's the place to have it.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of them pictures from the people that were like actually in the seats at Bristol. And to me, being a blind guy that I am, I couldn't see from up there. There's no way. I see about 50 feet in front of me, and that's about it. So I gotta have it right there. I mean, like at them arena shows, there's not a bad seat in the house, it seems like to me. Um, like at Blizzard Bash or South Dakota or even this new place in Wisconsin that's coming next year. It's another great venue. Um,
Yeah,
I
I mean,
think that's the way
you
to
have
go.
bleachers on the track at Bristol, but yeah.
What?
I just think they need to have bleachers on the track at Bristol.
Yeah, that'd work too if they did that. All in all, it was a good show. I mean, it looked like they had good weather. I was worried with the hurricane and everything that whole show is just gonna get washed away. But um, I mean, I thought it was a good week for the Demolition Derby. They had the San Filippo Smash as well in New York, and I love watching them bustle cars derbies. Did you see that Corvette, man? That
Did
thing was,
even past that was the youth nationals. Did you
oh
see?
yeah,
Man,
big week.
that's something we need to get behind because that's we need to get one of our youth drivers up there.
Yeah, we got we got some good youth drivers.
Yeah,
So
yeah. That
we,
I was watching those youth nationals and just the whole time thinking like we need to get Hunter Bish up there or Gatlin folks or one of our youth drivers up there to bring that money back to Lucky Sevens country.
yeah. Well, they didn't let the Australians take any money back home to Australia, so
No, they did not.
that would have been my goal if I was out there. I'd been like, "Welcome to America." Them guys seemed like they were pretty cool guys.
Yeah, I mean, I would have seemed like I was a pretty cool guy if I was came over and had a car waiting for me to run to.
All right, I want to jump this thing.
Hey, build me this. I'm gonna go fuck it up for you.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's getting late. We'll see everybody on Saturday night, though. We thank you for tuning in for the Crashed It podcast, and um, come to Fulton Friday or Saturday night, 4 o'clock. It's gonna be fun. A lot of stuff to get through, but we'll be moving. I have all the confidence in the world. That's going to be quick. So thanks for tuning in. Always thank you guys for all your support. Thanks for all the likes, the follows. Send them and bend them, baby.